Hey there guys, BlackPanthaa here, and welcome to my Lamborghini Huracán drift build video. So I got this car and it's really the cover car of the game, so as soon as I got into the actual demo of the game and I wanted to drift this thing, that's literally the first thing I wanted to do. Unfortunately we didn't have the freedom to do so, but now we actually do inside this, so we're going to dive into customizing this car and doing all that jazz. Now, so what I want to do for this drift build is, normally I go with all-wheel drive. If the car's all-wheel drive, I usually stick with all-wheel drive. But I'm actually going to try this a rear-wheel drivetrain swap this time, because a lot of people want to see me drift rear-wheel drive. I can do both of them, but I just, you know, I think this might work a bit differently. I want to feel how different it handles when you just stick a rear-wheel drive on there. And I'm not going to do anything else to it. We can put a 6-litre V12 in there, so not much of an upgrade, but that's a little upgrade if you want to see that. And obviously got the aspiration conversion and such. So what I will be doing is very quickly going through the customization options. So we've got the basics here that we can add on as we always do, and I'm guessing we're going to add on a spoiler. Now I'm not going to, I don't know if I want to put on a spoiler on this car. I kind of like that, but I think it looks better without it. I think we're going to go without it for this one. For the first time ever, Theo is not making a drift build with a spoiler on it. This is absolutely crazy. So I'm going to put all the customizables on it so I can actually do the proper tuning and such of this car. And I'm less focused on the, you know, the power that I'm going to put in this car, because it's going to be an absolute beast anyway. And they don't really need to be very beefy to get it to drift very well on this game. I'm not going to put the roll cage in, and I'm going to reduce some weight there. I prefer to do that. Some people don't actually prefer to put weight reduction on, but that's something I like to do. And obviously put this on so I can adjust that once we actually get into the tuning, transmission, and everything else. So yeah, I'm really interested to see how this will work rear-wheel drive. I normally convert, you know, rear-wheel drive cars to all-wheel drive when they go too powerful, because you know, you get more control out of the car, that sort of thing. But I've never really gone the other way and kind of converted an all-wheel drive car to rear-wheel drive. If I did, it was probably the R34, I think. But other than that, nothing. So for the engine, I don't want to, you know, change too much, because, as I said, I want to keep it close to stock, because I don't really need to put a lot of power into it. But we'll put a couple of things in there just to give us a bit more beef, a bit more room to see how she performs and such. But as I said, not too much. Change the exhaust, and we're done. That'll do for now. Once it actually puts it on and stops taking about half an hour. And for the wheels, I'm going to keep them stock. I like those Lamborghini wheels. I'm probably going to change the colour of them, but that's about it. So if we very quickly then go to designs and paints, we go to paint car. I'm really liking the new menu design now that I've got used to it. I'm going to check something here. I'm going to see what the carbon bonnet looks like on this. I don't mind that, but I think it looks better without. Let's try putting carbon kind of wing mirrors on there as well. I think we'll have that. It's a little tiny touch, but it's different. And we can't change the wing because it doesn't have one. And as for the wheels, I want to try and make those carbon as well. Yes! That looks really nice. Do you know what? I actually want to see what this looks like in different colours now, because I haven't really checked. Full black doesn't really look very great. White, it just reminds me of a Aventador when it's white. And let's see all the manufacturer colours actually. I honestly think that the yellow that this comes with is probably the best colour. It goes with white, but I really think that it should stick with what we've got right now, as that looks pretty damn nice. Right, so let's go give this thing a drift, I guess. Okay, so as for the tune, I haven't really played around with a lot. Just mainly done, you know, the stiffening and such, changed the acceleration slightly, and, you know, changed the camber, the toe angle, you know, the stiffness, blah, blah, blah. Not done a lot to it, but you can copy that down if you want to. Obviously, it's a lot better to just base it off somebody else's tune and then kind of customize it as you go along. Once you've got the basics, it's pretty much the same throughout all. But here we go. For the first time, I'm actually going to drive this thing. I'm actually a little bit terrified, so what we're going to do first is we're actually going to head around the city, because I think that'll kind of give us an idea of what it's going to be like in this area, and then we'll go to the docks again like we did last time, because that was a really great area. And she's already making some wheel spin. And it's actually pretty great to drive rear-wheel drive. Now, I expected it to be a bit more, you know, aggressive with it being rear-wheel drive, but she's actually really tame. I expected her to be, you know, a lot less controllable than a lot of my other cars. But then again, I've been driving a, like, crazy horsepower V10 M3, and that thing's got, like, literally no traction whatsoever. This thing feels like it's keeping the traction of all-wheel drive cars, but, you know, obviously got more movement at the front. This actually feels pretty damn good, I'm not gonna lie. I went in expecting it to kind of be a bit weird, because obviously converting from all-wheel drive, only having driven it in all-wheel drive, but I picked it up pretty much straight away, and the road has gone black. I can't see a thing. Why? Who thought that was a good idea in the lighting department? I can't see that road. That was pitch black. It looked like it was like glitched or something. Anyway, so I'm going to head to the dock now, and I'll see you when I get there. Alright, we're entering the area now. So, one thing I just wanted to touch upon, just driving down that road there, at high speed, you think you have, like, a little less control, like the front wheels, obviously, because you don't control them. I thought it was going to be, like, a lot kind of looser, but it actually feels really planted still. Like you'd expect, you know, it feels like the Veneno does, basically, but with a bit more control at the front, if that makes sense. It's really hard to explain, but hopefully I got there as best as I can. So, we're at the dock now. This is probably my favourite area to drift. I've been drifting around here in my all-wheel drive Skyline for quite a bit now, so let's see how we do in this rear-wheel drive Lamborghini. Sounds weird saying that, because why is that a thing? But I'm sure the people that like rear-wheel drive will be happy, because, well, I kind of drift everything. I think in the next video, what I may do is drift front-wheel drive. I'm kind of liking switching between them all and having a lot of fun just playing around with different characteristics of each car. And obviously the Lamborghini supposed to be kind of all-wheel drive. Converting it to rear-wheel drive seems alien to me. Why would you do that? So what was the point of doing that? But it's cool experimenting. I'm liking this. Let's see if we can get through here. Pretty cool. And can we get it to slide through there? No, it pulled forward a bit more than I expected. It pulled forward more than an all-wheel drive car would. That's really odd. Alright, so I'm going to go in the cockpit view because a lot of people like to see cockpit view as well. I myself never really drift in cockpit view, but I drive in cockpit view more than I do rear view, as you'll probably know if you actually watch my Forza 5 content and such. I've got a little less control in cockpit view on this because I can't really see where I'm going. Oh, I didn't hit anything there. So I'm sure, like everybody else, is probably going to do a drift build on this car as well. But I wanted to do mine in rear-wheel drive because, I don't know, I normally go with all-wheel drive, as I said, and I might do an all-wheel drive one. If you want to see that, make sure to let me know down in the comments if you want to see any other cars kind of converted to rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive or front-wheel drive, and I'll try and drift them. Make sure to let me know. But I kind of like converting them. Having the ability to convert the cars there is such an awesome thing. And it would be such a shame to kind of waste it. And I didn't say Anna game. I didn't say it. Crying out loud. Oh, it's starting to rain. Alright, we've got to see what it's like when it's wet. That's going to be absolutely brutal. Hopefully it absolutely pours it down. I'm guessing it's going to be like a little bit wet already, because I'm starting to slide a lot easier straight away. Can we get it to slide, maybe? It does feel a lot different to all-wheel drive, though, this. Like, from it being an all-wheel drive. Because obviously I had a little play with it in all-wheel drive. Like, how could you not? How could you not play around with a Lamborghini you just spent 270k on? I think it was like 270k. Which isn't a lot of money. I expected it to be kind of very expensive on the game. But anyway, let's wait and see until see if it absolutely like hammers it down with rain. Alright, so it's quite a bit wet now. As you can see, the rain building up on the front of my car, and it's actually just stopped. So the road's a little bit wet now, as you can tell, and my car's actually really shiny there. Bloody hell. But yeah, it feels a little bit different. It doesn't feel a lot different. I expected it to, you know, feel very, very different. but it feels pretty similar. I'm guessing if it like really, really hammered it down, it would feel a lot different, but I think I'm going to end it off here, and thank you for so much for watching. I really messed that up, didn't I? Thank you ever so much for watching. As I said, if you want to see more, subscribe, like if you did enjoy, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Suggest what cars you want to see next and such. That'll be awesome. Peace.